Your mistakes don't define who you are, is what we always hear from others. In a way, it is true. The mistakes we've done aren't the final result of what we're aiming for. It's the success story of reaching the goal that comes after the tons of mistakes and failures thrown in our faces. But what if we never get to reach that goal we've been aiming for? What is to become of the mistakes we've done along the way? Growing up, I was always criticized for practically everything that I do or look. Failure was also a thing that is immensely frowned upon by the older generation, who were supposed to be our number one support system. The mindset of being a failure was instilled in our minds to be so degrading and humiliating that I tried my best to never fail. The pain and anxiety I felt when I had my first ever failure really dragged me down and changed how I see myself every day. I was always depressed, anxious, never resting for fear of wasting time. Recently, I've slowly began to sit down and listen to myself, to grieve for the things that I could have been, and mourn for the person I could never be anymore. I had to unlearn and relearn a lot of stuff. I had to forgive myself. I had to teach myself to look in the mirror and say, "You are worthy and you are good enough." I have learned a lot and have healed myself in a lot of ways. And still, to this day, I continue with my healing journey. By this point, you might be asking, what does this have to do with our own mistakes? My journey might not be how everyone's journey come to be. But the most important thing that I learned is acceptance. Accepting that I can never go back to the past and change my life or my decisions. Accepting that I can never reach one of the dreams I had. Accepting that not everything is gonna go my way, because life will lead me to a much better path. And accepting that my mistakes made me who I am today. A messed up, love-longing, afraid, yet courageous person that will never be perfect, but will do the things that he wants anyway, because that is what makes him feel alive and free and wonderful. The mistakes that we made in the process of achieving something is what made us who we are today, and there is nothing wrong with that. We will always make mistakes that will make us question ourselves. Without our mistakes, we will never get to become a better version of our past selves. Without our mistakes, we will never get to know who we are as a person. Your mistakes define who you are, not because you're a failure, but because you have learned to accept these mistakes and how they shaped you to be the version of yourself now. So, don't be afraid to admit your mistakes, because we will always make them. Accept your imperfection, and you'll continuously be the person who you want to be.